Hör du mig?
Ja, det kan jag. Kan
Uh,
du?
ja, jag hör dig också. I guess we switch to English.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay.
So welcome to the Ubassists of the world.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a while since I started this, I guess a couple of years ago, and then kind of paused. So there's only like 3 or 4 of these up on my site. So I thought I'd start doing them again, and this time with video because it's so much nicer. Just let me know who you are and why why we're talking.
Yeah. So I'm a Norwegian bass player based in London. Used to play mainly double bass, also electric, and then recently I switched to the U bass, and now I play that almost 70% of my gigs.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I started on classical, and then I started with going over to bands when I was around 17.
Mm.
When I started with electric bass as well, and then I started with bands around 17 and moved to London when I was 21 to study music. And then I did a contemporary performance degree with rock, pop, and rhythmical music. And then I did a master's in jazz on double bass.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started playing the U bass just after I finished the master's. So I play with a band called Swing It, Dixie band. And for 20s jazz, the U bass really it fitted very nicely in. And it saves a lot on traveling as well.
Of course, yes. So yeah, well, so that's the kind of the main thing. How did you find out about it? Was it like, did you see it somewhere online, or did you have a friend playing it, or how?
Well, I was always quite of like a bass geek, especially for gear and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw very quickly when they first came out on like YouTube videos from the NAMM show and Talk Bass and all these forums and stuff. And but it took quite a few years after that until I actually tried one myself. And that was a friend here in London that borrowed me one. And then I used it. I kept it for quite a while, for almost half a year, and then started using it for some gigs and stuff. And then I bought my own one.
Yeah, so that's how it started. It's because I kind of find that too. A lot of people, they haven't tried them, and then they have like a friend that has one, and then they get to try, because it's not so easy still to find them in stores as much as you would like. So that kind of, it's hard to describe for someone how it is. You can always talk about it, but you have to experience it to really understand what's it all about. So yeah.
I'm lucky in London. There is lots of stores, music shops that have them in, so I can try them all.
Yeah.
But then I noticed when I go to Norway, it's very few shops that actually have them. They usually have some cheaper other brands that came out after the Carlas, but they are not the same at all.
Yeah, it's the same here. I'm in Sweden, as you know, and it's the same. I guess almost the same situation as in Norway, with the availability of ukulele basses. Not just Carlas, but there's not much to choose from. So it's kind of it makes it a bit hard to try them. So, yeah. But yeah. So you've been using it for this band a lot.
Yeah, about 3 years now. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you, if we talk about a bit specific about your instrument, are you using, what kind of strings do you use now? Because when we met in London a couple of weeks ago, I we talked a little about a bit about that, and you have been, trying different strings. And what are you using at the moment?
At the moment, I'm using the Gali black nylon strings,
Yeah.
and they are also fairly new. I think they came out this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Uh,
I've been, yeah, I've been a little bit involved in. Uh, they sent me some samples or prototype strings, and I think a lot of things happened since the first set I got. So, and I've got I'm trying them now on a Ubass too, and they're really so much better now than the early prototypes strings were. So and you've been using them for, I think you told me, for quite a lot of gigs.
yeah, I put them on just before the summer, and that was end of June, just before I went to Norway for festival seasons. And the first week after I put them on, I had 10 gigs
Yeah.
to try them on.
Mm.
So, but that was quite stressful with it's a bit more tension.
Yeah.
But then I really liked the more sustain and details in the tone I could get,
Mm.
because before that I used the Thundergut Reds,
Mm.
and I liked the tone in them, but they were still a bit sticky sometimes. Not as much as the white ones, but, but yes, definitely more sticky than the black original ones.
Mm.
And I really, and the new strings from Gali now, they're a lot less affected by temperature and humidity. When you play outside, especially in Scandinavia, in the evening it gets very humid straight away, and then the original strings, they get quite sticky and make a lot of noise and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that too, when it, especially if I tune up
Yeah,
before the gig and then the gig starts, and depends often on if it's outside, but if the temperature changes, or if there's suddenly there's a lot of people in the room, wow, I have to retune,
yeah,
because of the nature of those strings. But still, it's, for me, I really love those strings too. But yeah, they have some you have to um, you know uh, deal with that. So you have
yeah,
to check your tuning more often than with a string that kind of has more tension. So and
yeah,
it's kind of easy to understand why. So
yeah.
it's what it is. But I'm glad you found a string that's kind of uh, that works well for you at the moment. But I think, have you tried the new flat wound string?
No, I haven't gotten around to try them because they were released. I was waiting for them for quite a while, and then I couldn't wait any longer, so I bought the black nylons instead. And then I think it was a week or 2 weeks after they released the flat bounds.
Oh yeah.
Um, but as far as I've heard from your videos, they do sound quite a lot softer than than the black nylons.
Mm.
Um, and a bit more electric than double bass sound. Is that right?
Yeah, I think I have. I have them on a bass now, so I will do some. I did like a string comparison video this, in July, and now I'm gonna record those same songs with the black nylons now, so people can hear uh, how they sound compared to them in the same songs. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But I've used the black nylons on a couple of gigs now, and I enjoy them. So it's a nice addition I think it's so nice because when I started playing the Ubass, it was only the black, the original black pahoes, and those were the only strings available. And then a lot of things have happened since then. So it's nice. It's really nice.
That's it. Yeah.
You talk about that Dixieland band. Do you use the Ubass in other genres or styles?
This summer I did play with a British band called Robohands. We went to Portugal to play a few gigs there. Usually I use electric bass for that.
Mm.
But then I swapped because of travel. I used the Ubass instead, and it worked really well, even though it was a fretless. But it worked very, very well. It fits very nicely in. And this is the kind of smooth jazz funk band with influences of hip hop beats and stuff. So
and the band members, how did I feel about the change? Was it like, did I think, did I say anything about it, or was it like
it's about it actually? The guitar player in this band, I play a lot of gypsy jazz with him in London. So me and him had been playing around in London quite a few years before this, and so he's seen me with the Ubass before, and he knows it sounds very, very good. And the drummer, this his band, and he was actually the one suggesting it as well, and it worked very well. It was a bit of a challenge because I don't have the sustain of an electric bass, a electric bass, and it's outdoor. So it's a very different sound from playing inside. You don't have any sound reflecting back or any reverb coming from there. So that was a bit of a challenge. You had to play slightly different to make up for that. But with the new strings, they have much more sustain than the rubber strings. So that absolutely helps.
That's good. Can you recommend the Ubass to people that haven't tried it yet? Why is it so nice to play?
I can definitely recommend it. If you're struggling with your back, for example, or muscles or in your arms and hands, then this is a much easier instrument physically to play.
Yeah.
And also to carry around. So it will be much less stress on your hands and muscles.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about when we first met, because we've been like Facebook friends for a while, and we actually just met. When was it? Like a month ago now? Is it like 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks? It's probably longer than I think.
Yeah, I think probably like a month or 3 weeks or something.
So anyway, we ended up recording a little video, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna include that video in this segment, so people can hear a bit how you play, and they're gonna hear how I play too. Yeah. It was a duo. So that was very nice. And it's kind of it's great how people can get together with, through music, because it's the ultimate universal language. So it's we just decided on a tune and rehearsed a little bit, and then we managed to make some music.
Yeah. And I think it also showcases there's two very different basses. The 5-string electric and the acoustic.
Yeah.
They have a very different sound.
This was the one, and that was
the one.
Yeah, they're totally different, yeah, it's kind of how it all started for me was with acoustic electric as the one that you have. So that's kind of the, I think most people play those kind of models.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is also nice. But I played a lot more acoustic electric, like the one that you have.
Yeah.
And that kind of fits everywhere. Let me know what's in the near future for you. Do you have a lot of gigs booked, or and also do you do any teaching or um,
I don't do any teaching. I've done a little bit. I had one student before the summer on double bass. It was a 9-year-old boy
mm,
with his tiny 1/16 size double bass. It is just adorable. But that's the only teaching I do at the moment.
mm,
I just came back from Paris now uh, on Monday, and then flying to Norway on Friday to play there. Then 2 weeks from that, I'm back to Norway, and a bit more in December and November. And on New Year's Eve, we're hosting the biggest 20s New Year's Eve event in all of Norway,
mm,
with a capacity of about 600-700 people.
mm.
Um, which will be very fun. Where I'll be using the U-Bass as well.
Yeah, of
And
course.
then we're planning to go to Texas and New Orleans in February.
Mm, that
So,
sounds nice.
yeah, so there's quite a lot of things coming up.
Yeah, and if people want to know where they can where can they find out more about you? Do you have like your own web page or Facebook page or the band page or?
I have an Instagram
Mm,
where I post things from where I'm playing and these kind
yeah.
of things.
So thank you so much for this, and,
Yeah, no worries.
and thank you for being my first video interviewee.
Yeah, it's an honor.
The pleasure is all mine.